7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
The Savachi syndrome, I'm telling you, I'm
like, well, holy shit, that was crazy.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Moto Aftermath Show, presented by TLR Coatings with special show sponsor Liat. Liat Protective Gear. Got the nice red, white, and blue helmet. Military Appreciation Week here, so thought we'd bust this out. We were wrapping up San Diego, which was, of course, our first Mutter of the year. Back in studio here. Follow us on all the major social medias, including right here. Like, comment, and subscribe down below. That really helps us out with the channel. And then Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, the podcast on iTunes and SoundCloud, the website that doesn't have anything on it. Check all of that out. If you want to support the show, teespring.com, which is linked down below for t-shirts, hoodies, all of that kind of stuff. You can do Patreon to support us. Maybe we'll send you this helmet. Maybe we'll send you his shirt or his chain. Don't know. It's a surprise. Donate some money.
Or this hat.
This hat. You never know. Maybe we'll send you the camera. We'll buy a new one. We'll send you this one.
Maybe an autographed Matt Wyman poster. We all want one of those.
Yes, everyone wants one. Anyway, also Amazon links down below. You can click those. Go to Amazon, buy something, and we get a small slice of that. That really helps us out. So San Diego, round 5, and like I said, Mutter, and that's pretty much all you can say about the track. It rained all day. It was a Mutter. It was a shit show. Comments, concerns?
Yeah, it was just, from what I hear and what I'm reading today, they put lime in the track, I guess, and a lot of the riders are having like allergic reactions to the material they put in to try to dry the track out, which I thought was kind of interesting.
Yeah, which was really weird because you would think lime actually does different. Lime actually soaks up and it sits on top of whatever it's on, but I'm no track expert, but I'm just really glad they flattened out the whoops and made them more rolled off, because if they would have been just like what they originally, that'd have been just, dude, people would have been bragged down left and right. But yeah, it was just a normal mud race. I mean,
all about a start basically. So.
Yeah. So all right, cool. Well, I mean, that was pretty quick and easy. Should we just jump in here?
Yeah, might as well.
Okay, let's get to 250s here. Okay, so 250s here. You still ain't on that AC hype train, huh?
No. You
suck, dude. So AC pulls out the win, wire to wire. My man, we got the points lead by 8. Psh, title.
I'm not sold.
No, I am. That, dude, you are way too early to be saying title already.
Y'all can get lost, man.
What happened the last time he had the red plate?
When did he have the red plate?
His rookie year, and then he busted up his shoulder. And...
Oh, bro, that was 5 years ago. Get out of here.
That's the last time he had the red plate.
Get out of here.
So I'm also going to say he gets time off, has the red plate, and has to come back in straight to an East-West shootout.
That is not a good recipe.
He's still the fastest guy in the 250 class, even between the East and the West. So who cares?
I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
Party Marty.
I don't. Dude, I still do not believe that he. I think it's real close between him and Frenchie. If we're talking about outright speed, I mean, because Frenchie has bested him. If we're just going off hot heaters, Frenchie has bested him like what, 3 out of the 5 times when it comes to fast laps in practice. If that's what we're going about, who's the quickest? But no, I'm not on it. It was a mud race, dude. If it had been a dry race, then be like, okay, fine, he proved something. But it's a mud race, man. It
wins 3 out of 5, but nah, he's
I didn't say
garbage. Absolute garbage. Wins 3 out of 5. He's garbage.
There's really not much to say about his ride. Got the start, and that's all he needed. Had a clear track, and got 5 seconds right off the first lap.
Had he got a shit start, just like everybody else, the same thing would have happened. I mean, good. No disrespect, and I was on this kid. Garrett Marchbanks got second, dude.
Okay, great.
What is the closest Garrett Marchbanks has gotten to even the podium?
Okay, but the thing is that this isn't an isolated incident with Cianciarulo here. He's won 2 other races already.
I understand that.
Completely dry.
But it's dry, though.
Okay, completely great. Dry. So he's 1-2 dry and the mud race.
Okay, so what I'm saying is I'm not saying that you don't have a point that he is riding good, but for you to just say, okay, he's back because he won a mud race.
He's back, baby.
doesn't prove
We're back, baby!
It doesn't.
We'll let it ride,
prove
and then we'll just look at this clip in about 3 shows from now when he implodes.
Yeah.
Well, 3 shows from now, he's not. Is that the East West Shootout?
No, we're a month out from the East West Shootout.
Okay. Either way, future reference. We're gonna be coming back to this when he.
Now, if he comes out and he goes and wins the East West Shootout, then I will definitely be on board. Okay, he's back. He is what he is. He's finally worked his way back to. He is what everybody thought he was going to be coming out of the amateur.
Hashtag Phenom.
But I cannot base that off of a mud race. I mean, Garrett Marchbanks got 2nd, and no disrespect because you guys know I'm on board. Jess Pettis got 5th. And Martine Costello got 7th.
Jess Pettis.
It's a mud race, dude. It's a mud race. What do you think would have happened if AC got a 7th place start?
You really can't put that on freaking vibrate ever during the show, can you?
Nope.
Like, this is how many shows deep are we now, and it's still on. Could you put that on vibrate?
My phone is on ring, people.
Okay.
I don't want to touch your phone.
Anyways.
I'm calling you out every single show.
Anyways, what do you think would have happened had AC got a 7th place start? He wouldn't have
No,
won.
we still win, man. Because he's back, baby!
Still wins. Are you high?
No. Not
Dude,
yet.
there's no way he wins if he gets a 7th place start. It's a mud race, man. I'm not going to buy into it.
I think he, from what we've seen from him, if he got a bad start in the mud, he would have
Implodes.
rattled and then had the skis out through the whoops, both feet out.
I cannot fully say that he's back just because he won a mud race. If it was dry, fine. Okay, that's cool. That's great. But
I say we put an asterisk next to this week. We put an asterisk next to this week.
It's 3 out of 5.
But that's the thing, though, is you're acting like, okay.
He's won 3 and done what? 5th?
But you
and podium?
No, he was
Hey,
like...
I'll tell you boys what, if he comes out and wins the East-West Shootout, then we'll have a whole nother conversation.
And that's my point
now, it's kind of hard.
But I can't do it because it wasn't a dry race. And if it was a dry race, I'm agreeing with you. It's different.
Great. I can't wait for Atlanta then. Because I'm rubbing it in
I'm honestly gonna tell you this right now.
Between
I
that
think a lot
and
of
Zacho, you guys are screwed.
I think a lot of the
West
Coast dudes come to the East West Shootout. I think they're gonna get a reality check for the first time in a while that the West Coast is not faster than the East Coast.
They're going to be rattled on those ruts.
Except for AC and French, you're faster. But right,
I don't think they are. No, and we'll get into that when we do the East West preview. I don't think they are. I think the East is a lot deeper this year.
All right, well, let's move on. So we got Marchbanks, best finish of the year. 2nd, obviously, mud race. So that you have to take for what it is. I mean, he's been okay all year, right?
His best finish up to this was
7th, 8th. But I will say this. This kind of contradicts what Justin just said about starting in the back and moving the way forward a little bit. Marchbanks did start a little ways in the back and did work his way forward. I don't know if it was just a matter of just staying on 2 wheels.
Honestly, I think it's because I think it's just because that kid's a good mud rider. I mean, he's lengthy, he's bigger than AC, and I think that just because he's a rookie, he's got nothing to lose. He's not in the back of his mind. He's not thinking about a championship. Like I said, his best finish today was 6th.
He did mention in the press conference too. I don't know if you watched that or not yet, but he did say him and his dad would just go water a turn track and just run it. So.
Good training.
No, and I like Marchbanks. I think the kid's got a bright future. I think it's going to even better come outdoors and stuff. So I'm happy for the kid.
I think he does too. Jimmy D, 3rd.
Yeah,
good podium for him.
I kind of saw that coming. I don't know. Being a New Jersey guy, I figured he'd have a lot of mud experience.
He's not a New Jersey guy. He's a Massachusetts guy.
Whatever, up in the same area.
He rides
New England. Oh yeah,
I
bet you say that to a Jersey or a Massachusetts guy. I bet you're gonna get your teeth knocked in.
He rides in deep. He grew up riding in deep stuff, whether it was sand, loam, whatever.
Yeah, he's got his short ass little legs, but he did mention in the press conference that he hated the mud. So
the thing though is that with the way that track broke down, having short legs though, with the deep ruts and the edges grabbing the tires, it's better for him because he doesn't have to take the chance of dabbing his foot as much.
Yeah,
he can get it higher up on that shroud and not lean. He can lean in farther. But no, Jimmy D. I mean, can we say this is kind of a comeback thing? Even though he hasn't been around, he's been around a long time, but he's never been in the 450 class. But this is kind of like a rejuvenation thing for him because he's kind of been all over the place since the Geico days, and he's doing solid, and it's on a team that I don't think anybody thought this would have put him back to where he was when he first went pro.
Yeah, and he is on a Supercross only contract, so his main focus is Supercross, so it's finally paying off. I think he doesn't have all those other distractions. He's got one thing to focus on.
I think he needs to go buy a 350 for outdoors and ride 450 class.
That'd be great.
350?
Yeah, because I don't think his small ass can handle 450. Every time I've watched him ride a 450, he's looped it like 1 or 2 times.
He better just whatever do his 125 dream races. Don't even worry about it.
Oh, dude, he would annihilate everybody.
Yeah, so. All right, so McElrath, rough day, had to go through the LCQ.
Yeah,
pulls out a 4th.
Dude,
rough main too. Honestly,
yeah, but he was up, down, up.
Him and Carson Brown were down. What was that?
Downtown.
Second rhythm second. Second rhythm second. Dude, but he did what he had to do. He salvaged points. That could have been like
He could have ruined his whole
That could have been it.
right there.
That could have been it, dude. He could have been staring down the barrel of a 20-point gap had he not.
Oh yeah.
Because I think in the back of his mind, he just kind of like, well, I'm gonna throw it at the wall, and this is kind of a war of attrition, and I just need to push forward, and whatever happens, happens, and he did. So no, I think that.
He dodged a bullet.
He did what he had to do. The one guy though, and I know that we're not to him yet, is Frenchie. Let's just talk about that dude.
Yeah, so Dylan Ferran is 7th. His bike blew up, didn't it?
Yeah, grenaded.
That's funny. His bike blew up and he got 7th still, but
That's pretty unreal.
Yeah,
so he's still only 12 points out.
Oh, yeah, he's only.
Is it over for him though?
No, I don't think it's completely
You
over
don't think
because
so?
there's enough rounds left, and with the East-West shootouts, I would say there's still a
I
possibility.
think it depends on how he does his mental, how he looks at it and approaches it. He could look at it like, oh, I'm 12 points down. I ain't got nothing to lose. I'm going out to win this race.
Yeah, but
And then he'll go out and win. AC will implode, the whole domino effect, and he'll be right back in it.
let's talk about his teammate though, the one who had the points lead. It was a rough night for Colt Nichols.
12th.
And, dude, you know what though? I honestly think had he not gone down in the second, or was it the first set of whoops or the second set of whoops when Lopes got loose in front of him? Yeah, I think we might have been in for a battle because Nichols was actually like, he was riding good last night. He wasn't the outright speed, but I think that it could have been a battle between him and AC. And just basing off of how he rode A1 in the mud race there, dude, I don't know, man. I'm going to be really curious to see what his mindset is going into this break. You know, we all know he's going to start riding outdoors. That's what these guys do because they get such a limited amount of time. But does he just 1 week get an outdoor setup, get something to base off of, and then go right back to Supercross? I'm curious what he's going to be thinking through this break. Because he's like, dude, I've led all the way down in the last round before the break, and I just, he's 10 points now? 10 points back?
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah,
something like that.
I don't think he's out of it by any means, but I'm just curious what he's going to think in the back of his mind. Is he just going to do 1 week of outdoor testing and then just get right back on the Supercross track? Or
if I'm him, I just stick to whatever program I was going to run anyway.
Because it was working, you know, but I just...
Keep showing up to the track and you're looking like an NBA boy or whatever they're doing.
Dude, I think I'm not the biggest Colt Nichols fan. I like him, but I think I just feel really bad for him because it's like he's finally stayed healthy through the offseason. He finally was on the coast, back on the West Coast like he was supposed to be the last couple years. He had the points lead and has literally just one bad round, and all of a sudden he goes from being the points leader to 10 points back. You know, and
yeah, but that's like the
thing though. I get
with the mud race.
Yeah,
I mean,
and that's what I mean. I think I just feel really bad for him because it's like it wasn't his own doing. It's not like he imploded or he just rode like shit.
It was just the elements, man.
Yeah,
like,
so
it's just stuff that happens. So because I mean, look at the guys that beat him: Martine Costello. I mean, Jess Pettis,
Matthias Jorgensen.
Jorgensen. Yeah, exactly.
So
it's like you get all those dudes up there like that, and it's like you know. I mean, even like down to like McAdoo beating him, like meh.
Yeah.
Normal race, those guys aren't beating him.
No.
I mean, but that's just the essence of a mud race. You never know what's going to happen, and that's when you get results like this.
Yeah, so Pettis with a 5th. We all know that's phenomenal. Like you said,
but he actually has the skills on a dry race, I think, to get up there.
Yeah,
get a top.
I don't think he can better be than top 5 though.
No.
Yeah, I think this will be his peak, honestly. Yeah. I mean,
but it's good though. I mean, because he's a top privateer right now.
Yeah, him, and then after him. Martine Costello, you touched on this a little bit. You know a little bit about his past.
Pounding out muds.
You got a theory on this if you want to share.
It's not really anything big. It's just I remember when he was an amateur, he'd pound out mud motos at MTF and stuff, and he'd pretty much be the only guy out there. And I don't know where's he from? It's not Ecuador. Wherever he's from, but I thought
it was Ecuador.
Maybe
Venezuela or something.
Somewhere. Yeah, he's been pounding out mud motos back when he was an amateur and stuff. So when we did our fantasy picks and I saw that he had a good handicap, I was like, dude, I'm just gonna pick him because I seen him and dude, he won a moto at Loretta's in the mud. So it's like
he was one of your fantasy picks?
Yeah, I know that he's a good mud rider and stuff, and mud race kind of thrown at the wall, but I'm like. That kid's probably thinking, yeah, dude, this is great for me. And coming out with a 7th, I mean, that's his best finish ever. So, good for him.
I mean, I didn't pick Costello for my fantasy picks. But you know what I am picking him for?
Oh, God.
Oh, boy. Here we go. Go ahead.
You know what it is?
Just do it.
You want to say it?
Nope.
I don't want to do it. No, dude, this is your thing.
We'll screw it up.
So Liat, low-key ride.
Maybe Liat should
Costello.
sign him. Maybe Liat should sign him. They should sign him.
If I was on the marketing side, I might.
I tell you what, though, man, them turd Suzuki 250Fs, man, those new and improved, they look pretty good. Lopes, Dakotas, him, dude.
Yeah.
Them 250Fs, that new engine package is pretty good.
I guess. So
something. So yeah, he looked good. I mean, who else was a surprise?
I don't know. I mean, Hampshire had a shit day.
I don't even
Called all that heat race though.
He
screwed up Cole's fantasy.
Pick, so he just really rained on my parade, pun intended.
I'd have been curious though how he would have done had he not went down. Because dude, that heat race was like, yeah, that was.
So one guy that dropped down quite a bit, had a real silent night. Jacob Hayes. So
Yeah,
I thought maybe he would be a mud guy, being where he's from. Where's
Carolina,
he from?
North Carolina.
North Carolina. They get a little bit of rain down there, riding some sandy stuff.
Yeah, but he's been doing that arena cross the last how many years, so he hasn't been in the mud really.
I'm still gonna say this: watch out for him in the East-West shootout in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a feeling. I got nothing really to base that off of, but just watch out for him. Crazy as those East-West shootouts are.
I've heard
he's good on that dirt.
I've heard there have been some teams talking to him.
Dude, I'd have thought he'd got the pro circuit ride had Marchbanks not got signed. I was all on board for that.
I could see him going North Carolina boy, going to JGR.
Did you hear about the star deal he had?
No.
Where he flew out, went to the test track, got in his gear, and then they called him and they were like, "Don't get on that bike." Like literally, he was at the Yamaha test track with his star bike sitting there.
Daniel Blair or somebody called him and was like, "Don't even ride that thing because you're gonna ride that thing and never want to go back to even if the deal doesn't fall through."
Yeah.
So.
No, I think that I think that JGR's been looking at him. Star was still looking at him. Pro Circuit, there's been talks that Pro Circuit is interested in him. So yeah, there are a few teams. I think that if he continues this and he finishes out the season good, I think that he deserves a ride.
I think
really
so too.
Do. You know, and I'll be curious if he ends up on a 250F for outdoors because I don't know if that Rock River deal is for just Supercross or for the whole season. But I'll be really curious to see how he does outdoors on the 250F. Because most of the time, every time he's done some nationals, it's been on a 450. Mm-hmm. But no, Hayes, and like I said, we'll touch on that with the preview before the East-West shootout. But I have a sneaky suspicion that dirt, he rides that shit all the time. He's going to be good. I really think he's going to be good on that stuff. So.
Yep. All right, anything else with 250s here before we move on?
I was going to touch a little bit on Mr. Pit Bike guy riding in the mud in his backyard.
Carson Brown, he was a
downtown Brown.
He's a fantasy pick of mine.
Yeah, he was a fantasy pick of mine as well. Did you guys think that he would have done a little better?
Yeah, when we were talking in the group chat about it,
Don't make fun of me, dude, but I was honestly thinking he was going to pull like a Josh Woods A105 and get like a podium.
Yeah.
I really do. I was thinking that. I was honestly thinking that. And I didn't really say that. You know, that's why I mentioned about him being in the mud. But honestly, as much as that kid, he lives in the mud.
Oh, yeah.
He rides the snow, the mud, like that's his thing. I was like, you know what, dude, if his bike doesn't get in and he gets a start, I'm like, he's going to pull a Josh Woods from 05 and get a podium.
Yeah. Before my time. But yeah, either way, I mean, like I saw him ripping the pit bikes and stuff and riding the 125 and all that stuff in the mud on a tight technical track. So
yeah, dude, it's literally like a bike and a half length wide.
So I don't know. He's having a solid season, I think, for not being a super hyped amateur. I guess
has he made all the mains?
Damn
near all. I think he missed maybe one.
I think he missed. I think Glendale was the only one he missed, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I mean, for a rookie guy with not a lot of hype on him, I think he's having a damn good season.
Yeah, no, he's riding good. He's doing good. Other than what was it? Was it Oakland that his bike grenaded?
Maybe.
I think it was Oakland that his bike grenaded right before the finish.
Oh,
no, A2.
Yeah. Oh, he wadded it up.
Yeah, and then his bike went. Yep. So no, he's doing pretty good. Where'd Chris Blows finish?
12th or 13th, somewhere in that area.
Must be 13th.
13th.
Nichols was 12.
Okay, so
yeah,
kind of right in that range.
Oh, we're looking at the results here. We're cheating. We got
he was 11th.
11th, it looks like.
Dude, he's kind of having a quiet season.
He's having a quiet, sneaky good season.
And he's the old man. He's the old man of the 250 class. Man, he's older than Martine.
He is.
So no, it's I don't know. There's some surprises on the West Coast and stuff. So it's good to see some parity.
Yep. Yeah. East Coast is gonna be good, man. Though. So
yeah, no.
Make sure you guys tune into our preview show.
Yes.
We're gonna touch more on it.
Yeah. Preview show will come out later this week, probably Thursday.
So since. Might as well just do it now since we're not going to give our picks for Minneapolis, and we'll talk about the East Coast. Last thing we should touch on the 250s. Who do you think needs this break the most right now? Because I already know who mine is. I'll just go out and say I think McElrath needs it. And the reason, and I'll say the reason why is because even though McElrath has never been a guy that's really cracked under pressure, and I don't think that Tyler Keefe and all those guys, even though they expect him to win titles because he's been so close, I don't think that there's been the weight of the world on him, like you need to win a title. I think that they expect it, but it's not like they're chirping in his ear. Yeah. But I think that maybe McElrath came in and he started to maybe listen to some of the outside hype around him. Like, oh, AP's gone, and even though Zacho never rode West Coast, he's not in the class anymore. We got some guys like this is your time. And even though he won at A2, like, you know, just a bunch of 4th places and a 3rd, I think that it's going to be good for him to maybe take a step back and get away from Supercross and just be like, okay, we're going to go right outdoors. Yeah. I'm going to clear my mind. And I think, honestly, I think the break is going to be good for him, and I think he comes out and he does really well at the East-West Shootout. Even though I don't think he's a guy that cracks under pressure, per se.
Yeah.
I just think that this is a good time for him, especially with how that race could have gone.
Yeah.
So, who do you guys think that needs the break more?
I don't know necessarily needs it, but it's going to benefit from it the most.
Yeah, I guess you could say that too.
It's going to be going out on a limb a little bit, but Jimmy D.
Okay.
I watched the post-race press conference. All the guys were talking about, I'm just going to hammer down a little outdoors and, you know, a little Supercross. Jimmy D's like, I'm Supercross only. I'm hammering down Supercross. I'm sticking to what I'm doing. So maybe he'll come out and just have just that little bit more, just coming maybe into the first round, back off the break. And then the second round after the break, maybe just fall back into the normal deal. But coming into the first round after the break, I think Jimmy D will be
okay. You think
a little better.
Closer to the podiums more? Or?
I think closer to the podium.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe closer, I guess, closer to that top group, that top 4, top 5 guy.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I can see that. What about you?
I'm going with you with Shane. I think he needs it the most because I think he's lacking.
Yeah.
Like we've talked about, he's lacking that little bit of like top end speed, and that's what's holding him back from like really dominating like he normally does the first few rounds of the year. So yeah, I think this break will be good for him.
Wouldn't it be interesting though, because we talk, and this is like the new thing now, and I know that, you know, guys like RC was the king of that, you know, he started that, and then Stu and RV and Dunge talking about peaking and that, you know, later in the season. Shane is kind of, if you think about it, peaked at the beginning of the season the last couple of years.
Yeah.
What happens if this break, and I'm not saying this is going to happen, what happens if in this break, though, is what he, like said, he needs, and he actually does the opposite and picks it up at the end of the season?
The only thing I'm nervous about with Shane is a dry hard pack guy. And, I mean, what do we got left for West Coast rounds? We've got
Denver.
Well,
if you want to talk about Atlanta, yeah, Denver, Seattle.
That's going to be interesting because I don't really know how the dirt will be in Denver.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, that could go either way.
If we're not riding snowcross there,
yeah,
it
so
is going to probably be soft.
Get the snow bikes out.
We're going to go from being super tacky in Atlanta, then the next one will be Seattle. That can almost be a mutter. Texas is going to be concrete. We know that. It's always blue group in Texas. Colorado is up and down, and then we go to Vegas.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, he could peak, but the thing is, like, a couple of those rounds are... No, AC did.
He won it the last 2 years.
Yeah.
McElroy, what did... McElroy do good in Vegas? I don't think he did last year. But anyways, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I think that it maybe will be good
he's
for him.
just playing in his peak for this time or whatever.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
So, okay.
Anyway, all right, cool. That's enough 250 talk. Moving on to 450s. All right, 450s here. Who do we want to start? Tomac winning? I mean, he got one.
He won.
He got one. So
took the mud race, but yeah, he got one.
I think it was
Justin just every time.
I think it was a gift, honestly, because of Kenny going down.
You know what? I'm not going to say anything about that because I really don't know because it is a mud race. But yes, Eli getting second place start and then Kenny going down, like it did help. Kind of like with the 250, you know, you got to get a clear track, plain and simple. Yeah. You know, and then once you get a clear track, you don't have to worry about all the bullshit going on around you, and you can just, you know, once again, cliche saying, but ride your own race and stuff. But I don't know. I don't really know. I'm not going to say anything bad. He rode good. He did what he had to do.
He did.
It's one of those
points. Yeah,
it's one of those things that it's a mud race, and kind of like I said with AC in the 250 class, like he rode good, and I'm not taking anything away. But it'd have been kind of like if Baggett would have somehow won that race. I'd have been like, well, okay, he's won one this year, but it's like, do we really put a lot of investment in it? I just don't do that with mud races like that.
Yeah.
You can't. If you're being objective, you can't really do it.
Oh, you're not putting a lot of...
Okay, here we go, dude. Again, he's won 2 other races, so fuck off with yourself and your.
But Eli hasn't though. So
yeah, so that's why I can't put a lot into it because that's the only race he's won all year. Okay. So anyway, Marv second.
That's valid.
Another good. Yeah, thank you. I make good points once in a while. I'm not a complete spode.
I thought you were contradicting yourself.
Like Matt, because if Matt had been up here, he'd have been pounding his. Oh, you see them Greek out?
We're in there.
Whoa.
Dr. E!
We're leading.
Yeah, Dr. E!
You know, it took a mud race to win, but yeah, sure, okay.
All right, so Marv got second, rode through, because he didn't have a great start. No. Yeah, see that
he was
start?
down,
was it the heat race?
Oh yeah, dude, where the back end just skipped out right off the line.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Wasn't Marv like doing donuts in the main or something?
No, he stalled going into the whoops. That was when Coop flipped over, front flipped behind him.
That too.
So, but dude, so is he gonna be the guy that's gonna peak midseason here and start carrying it through?
I'll let you go that because you're kind of the resident Marv. Even though I know you say you're not a fan, you like him more than we do.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
I'm not saying I like him as a person.
Okay.
He's French.
As a person, he's fine.
He's gonna be weird. He's French.
But
all right. You know, JMB was weird. Frenchie's weird.
Look at Americans. We're big and bad.
Anyway.
What the fuck?
Wow.
That was like the most stereotype thing I've ever heard in my
Just
life.
a huge turn for the worse.
You want to call him a communist too?
Yeah. Dude, shut up.
Anyway,
right, just go ahead.
Marv, I like his technique and the way he rides because I'm a short, skinny fuck too. So I like to watch the way he rides.
We could cut the swearing.
Okay, I'm a short, skinny guy.
Oh my god.
And he's just like real precise and he stands up a lot. And I think he come East Coast when it gets ruddier and stuff like that. He's gonna be fine. You get out to Seattle where they had snow one year and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Real conditions a lot like this. And he's going to be in it. I think even, like Indy, if Indy's as ruddy as it has.
Oh, dude, he killed everybody last year.
So if he figures his starts out, like I say, I think if he would have got a start last night, he could have made something happen with Tomac. Even if he was second behind Tomac or Roxon, I think he could have made something happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Marv never pushes the issue past what it needs to be. Like he's very methodical and he waits for his points and stuff. And all of his wins last year were on the East Coast, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, I don't think he got a West Coast win before. So. Yeah, so no, I don't know about the peaking thing, but I think you almost have to because like he's done just enough to stay in this points because we know that he didn't ride a lot in the off season because his knee, rehabbing his knee and having surgery and stuff. So I mean,
the one guy we know.
I think
for sure
he's starting to come around. Just like kind of maybe like Tomac is their injury like blessing in disguise for both of them.
Yep,
they're burning themselves out in the beginning of the season.
Yep.
And I think it's going to be an all-out battle the second half of the season. You got Marv, you got Roxon. I think's taking the same approach.
I think so too.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep. Slow and steady.
That's why I made the comment about Kenny just making out of the West Coast in the group text a couple days ago.
It's huge. Yep. He even admitted he knows that too.
Mm-hmm. He hasn't done it the last 2 years.
Yep. He's aware of that. He's even said it right out of his mouth. I'm out of the West Coast. I haven't been able to do that. That's a check in the box.
And I'm no ways making that an excuse for him even being a Kenny guy, but I think that in the back of his mind, maybe he is thinking that, dude, I just need to make it out of the West Coast.
Dude,
because I haven't ridden the East Coast. And if you think about it, other than A1, most of Kenny's wins that he's had on that 450, and since he's been in the 450 class, have been East Coast tracks.
Yeah.
Most of his wins, I don't know all of them, but most of the wins he's got other than the A1 wins have been on the East Coast.
Yeah, I'm telling you, him and Tomac, I think both are taking the same approach of like, dude, let's just get through the first like West Coast swing and into the first couple East Coast rounds, and then we'll go.
Yeah. But as far as Kenny though, and I guess we might as well just talk about it.
Let's jump right into Kenny.
I do believe though that he needs to get a win soon, because even though he is probably the most confident guy riding a dirt bike other than the Hurlings, I think that it's going to start to weigh on him if the further we go, even if he's in the points battle, the further we go without him getting a win, because he went from getting a win every year as a pro in the 450 class to now he hasn't got one since he got hurt. He's been close 2 or 3 times. I think he needs to get one soon. I'm not saying that if he doesn't get one soon, he won't get anyone or not one this year, but I think he needs to. I really do. Just for his mind, his state of mind to be like...
It's mental relief and pressure off his shoulders.
Yep.
I think.
He's got to get that black cloud off from
I don't know if he's... You might be able to answer this better than I can, but you think he has pressure from Honda coming down on him?
No.
They signed him for a big contract. This is his last year of his contract, I believe, right?
It is, yeah, his contract's up.
Yeah, and he's going
to resign. He'll re-up, though.
He'll re-up, but he hasn't performed. Is there pressure coming from above?
No.
I don't think that there's pressure coming from like Kehoe and Bill Savano and all those dudes, but I think it's more just everybody in his camp. I think it's everybody in his camp. I don't think that they'll outright say it publicly, but I think that behind the scenes they're going, dude, this like you were the guy out of all the people, because we know that Dungey's is retired. Out of all the guys racing, you were the guy out of them, since you went to the 450 class, and I think that it's probably just the pressure in his camp, and I mean, I don't think Honda's saying, oh, yeah, if you don't win, we're not going to re-sign you. Like, he's their biggest marketing tool. He brings everybody in. We know the clout that he has within the industry. But I think just for himself, he needs to get a win. I really do, because he's looking at everybody else. And even though Eli, we can say, okay, the mud race was a gift, whatever. But it's like, okay, Eli got one now. Now I need to go get one.
Yeah.
I need to go get one because even though the last couple rounds haven't been great, I've been the second best guy.
Yeah.
So
and I think he's made changes in the clutch or whatever he was doing, so that start he pulled.
Oh yeah,
A couple bike lengths, man. If he does that again, then
yeah, he's running the hydraulic clutch, right?
we'll see.
He does that on a dry track. I think he just completely runs.
It's just like he got a start and was pulling away before the red flag. I think he would have won that race.
I'll be curious to see though what he if he keeps the hydraulic clutch when we go east now that we got better dirt, or if he goes back to a cable clutch. Because I remember outdoors he did it a few times. He would change out from hydraulic to cable.
I think they got this one figured out.
Yeah, no,
I think he stays with this one.
So
and they were saying he was saying something about Trey Kennard riding the Honda during the week.
Yep.
They found a setting that he didn't even get to try before this weekend that they're going to try this week, and he hasn't even touched the suspension from what he's saying. So
which is funny too because Kenny and Trey have like two polar opposite styles.
Right. Yeah. Right. And he was saying that Trey was just hauling. So
dude, I watched some videos and he still rips.
So I hate to say this, but I mean we could talk about this as a different topic. But if a guy gets hurt, does Trey fill in?
No, I don't know, man.
That's put Trey on the bike for one.
I think it'd be cool. I think that depending on the situation, it would probably happen. But I think it'd have to be a really crazy situation to ever see Trey race again. But it'd be cool. It'd be an interesting story. I mean, it'd be kind of like if KTM ever brought Dungey back.
Yeah,
that'd be cool. Well, speaking of Oklahoma boys, we'll just go right into Bogle.
I mean, say Bogle and Reed, best finishes of the year, right? For them.
Oh, do we think that that's the or?
Yeah.
I think Reed squeaks another one out, man.
Reed is in. As crazy as it is, as much as I'm not a Reed guy, I think that Reed could do it again, but Bogle for sure. I think that this is an uptick for Bogle, and I think this is good.
Yeah.
I think this confidence he needs. I think that we'll see top. I think we see top 10s from Bogle the rest of the year.
Yeah,
I really do.
I think everybody. It just seems like everybody was behind the 8-ball this year. It sounds like I'm beating a dead horse.
Especially him.
Yeah,
getting on it like late.
And it's
a week before.
Yeah, like, as good as this season is, I think it's going to get even better with these guys starting to reach their potential.
And now we're going to East Coast, even though the tracks are more technical, the dirt's better. And
I think we're in for even more of a treat. So, Bogo, I think he's getting his starts figured out on the KTM, all that stuff, like old Bogo. This is a guy who won an outdoor national when it was pretty star-studded lineup.
I'll tell you what, though, if he's got his starts on point, main-wise, that could be a dangerous recipe for most guys. If guys start getting, if like say Kenny and Eli and Coop in the main contenders start mid-pack. If Bogle gets a clear track and he's just feeling it, and say he clicks off a heat race and his confidence is through the roof.
I think
if he rips a start,
he can click off 8 laps and get out.
He's not a dude that's easy to pass.
No,
not at all. Not at all. He's just not.
He just yard sales.
Yeah, which is also another thing for Bogle, but. Yeah, if his starts on point, he could start making things real interesting at the beginning of these races and stuff. AP,
I mean, it's funny.
I thought he would do better.
But it's funny because I've heard him talk on Pulp about these guys in the 250 class, and they're so good, they're so good, they're so good. But then once you put them in the 450s, all of a sudden it's like, well, are they good against whatever? And I think this was a prime example. He was so good in the mud in the 250 class, and then you put him in the 450s, and you've got Kenny and Eli and Barsha and all these guys, and it's like he's good, but
I think I really wanted him to win that heat just because I wanted to see the number 7 on the podium once again.
Okay.
I think we'll see it. I think we will too at some point.
His off season was just so terrible, from what I hear, though, that he's like way behind everybody else. Anyway,
I don't see him. I think he'll be 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th.
For most of the rest of the 8? You think so?
Yeah. I don't see him getting that next tier. This year, anyway.
Okay.
All right, I can see that. Savachi was right behind him.
Yeah. Savachi, man, like, I think a dry track, man, he's really changing my opinion. I really wasn't too high on him. I know you're high on him. Here we go. But.
Dude, he is not. I think he's right there in the like 6 to 12 range all year. I think
he's proven though that he's the. And we'll see when Zacho comes back, and we'll talk about that before we end the 450 show. But I think Savachi's proven though the outright speed, he's the fastest out of these rookies right now because we saw what he's doing.
I'll agree.
Yeah, and once again we're going to the East Coast. He's good on that tacky stuff, and it's just not as much pressure. So I think it's to be seen because honestly, if you think about it. He's had bike issues. He got, he ragged out in Glendale. We haven't really gotten to see what he's capable of for a full entire main because really he's had just shit luck, So I'll reserve judgment on that and stuff, and might as well just go into Coop. I'm really curious to see what his mindset is going.
I'm interested to see how he rebounds from this. Yes,
I think he'll be fine.
2 wins and
he'll be fine.
High as a kite as far as like confidence wise, and then this. But I mean, again. One-off mud race.
I think he's fine.
Yeah, I think he'll be fine. He's what, 8 points back?
Yeah, something like
Aikman's
that.
back, so I think he'll be fine.
Yeah, he'll be
Okay,
fine.
so
just another bump in the road. He'll be all right.
But you know what, though? I will say, and it's not like his result was great. I think old Coop would have done a lot worse. I think last year's Coop, everything that was going wrong, I think last year's Coop would have hit the deck another 4 times.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think that it shows the maturity that he's had since he's gone to Eldon's.
all right, so let's start getting into next week then. Obviously, we're going to Minneapolis. We're going to West Coast. We're inside.
Tacky, deep.
Or, I'm sorry, East Coast, inside. Yeah,
Tacky, deep ruts. I mean, dude, the last Minneapolis race we had, we were hitting the base like halfway through the night.
And let's just start with Zach's back.
Yeah, what does Zach go do?
Is he back next weekend?
Yeah,
Yes.
he's back for sure.
Really?
Yeah, he's been on the bike for 2 weeks now, 3 weeks now.
First race back. Everyone is starting to hit their stride, I would say. I'm still top 10 on him.
Do you pick him in Pulp MX Fantasy?
Yes.
Depending on the
handicap. If
I think
it's
handicap's going to be big.
I hope if it's...
I bet it's like 5 or 6.
Yes. Then yes,
Well,
I
do you
totally
pick
pick him.
No. I don't pick
yeah.
him. Not for his first race back. I think I have to wait
You wait in for him?
I have to wait to see what he does because that's the thing though is like if once again trying to be completely objective, I don't know what Zacho's going to do because I've said how I feel about Zacho on a 450. Maybe he comes out and he does get a top 10 and he surprises me, but if he comes out and ragdolls like all these other rookies have done, I'm not going to be like, okay, yeah, I didn't see that coming. Like I got to see what he's going to do. And honestly, I don't think that it's not going to be, I don't think his speed's going to be an issue. I don't see him getting a top 10 because I think he's just going to try to ease his way into this. I'm not saying his speed's not going to be top 10. I think he's just going to look like a dude, I'm way behind the 8 ball at this point.
I think he comes out with something to prove.
You think so? If you think about it, man, though,
He's got that bulldog
I think,
mentality.
I think he comes out with a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, but you know what, though? That could really work against him. They could work for him or against him.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's going... Okay, hypothetical question. If he rips a start in the heat race, and say he's in a heat race with Eli or Kenny, and he's got him behind him just pacing him, does he just hang it out and say, fuck it, and see what happens? Or does he just be like, well, I know I cannot run this pace right now? Because I'll tell you what, I think that's dangerous.
I don't think
he just runs his own race, and if they get around him, they get around him.
And I don't think the I can't run the pace is going to be a thing, man. Listen to what Coop has talked about with going to Baker's factory and riding there.
But that doesn't mean anything to me during the week. We always talk about insta bangers and shit. What you do during the week does not mean anything to me because those guys ride that track all the time.
Yeah, but I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying
just talking intensity.
The intensity he rides at is more than what I'm gonna say. I
do agree with you there. I agree with you there, Travis. The intensity of those guys all riding together. I think if you do put him in a hypothetical situation like that, where those guys are breathing down his neck like that, he's gonna be fine.
Yeah,
but the thing is also
think about it. He's got Coop and Marv, who he's riding with every single day at the most intense level you can get.
There's a little bit of pressure coming from behind. I don't see him. He might still implode a little bit, but I don't think he'll implode as maybe what he would have pre.
It just scares me a little bit because I think with Zacho, and honestly I just don't want to see the dude get hurt because the more people we have, the more parity. It scares me because we saw what he did in the 250 days, and there was times that it worked for him, and there's times that it worked against him. And we know that if it happens on the 450, you aren't bringing it back, as small as he is. If he gets super loose, it ain't going to be like the 250 days where he brings it back around. I just don't want to see him hurt because I really want to see what he can do. Yeah. But I think it scares me a little bit if he tries to run that pace. He hasn't raced a meaningful race since the 3rd round of Outdoors, and that was on a 250.
Yeah. Paris.
Yeah, well, I don't really, dude. I'm talking about meaningful races. I'm not trying to back on these off-season races and stuff, but I can't say that was.
Yeah, but I mean, in this day and age, how many dudes do they bring over there? I mean, half the field is from here.
But Ando worked him in those off-season races.
But he was pacing him and kept with
But then
him.
at the end of the main, though, it was like a good 8 seconds almost every time.
Yes,
I don't know.
Anyway, all right. So winners next week for 450.
Go ahead, because I got to think about that because the track is going to be gnarly.
Man, there's one thing I didn't do.
Oh god.
Oh boy.
Let's just do the 450 though, and then give the East.
Yeah, we'll talk about the East and the
low key ride. Cole Martinez.
Okay, fair enough. There we go.
Okay, that was good. All right, who's the winner?
Yeah, low key.
Keep in mind, the track's gonna be gnarly. That thing is gonna be terrible.
Next week,
Minneapolis
450 class.
Who won last year?
We didn't have Minneapolis last year.
Yeah, we did.
No, I thought we had it in 17.
No, it was last year, and it snowstormed like crazy, remember? They were watching the snow slide off the roof.
Was that Minneapolis?
In practice, yeah.
Oh, I don't remember.
Something like that. Anyway.
Who did win Minneapolis?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I'm going to say Tomac wins.
I've been saying this for how long, but Kenny is due.
I mean, he's due. But at this point now, I'm off the train until he wins one. As far as, like, him winning. I don't, like, title contender I'm still in, but I'm off the win right now.
I'm in on... I'm in on Marv again for the second week in a row.
You got Marv. I got Eli. Who you got?
Coop.
Cool.
Okay. Great.
All right.
I do.
We'll see.
I think that he's going to come out and he's just. I think that he's going to try to prove that those 2 wins weren't flukes.
He's going to prove that KTM Super Mini is the best bike out there, bro. So, all right.
Who's new bike?
I have a feeling that we're all going to be wrong.
Probably, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Zach's
I
gonna
mean,
win.
I
But
would
anyway.
be cool. Yeah, Zach ain't winning. Sorry, bud.
No.
But,
No, it ain't happening, dude. Zach ain't getting a win.
Maybe.
Never.
Yeah, dude, Ben LeMay is just going to come out and win it.
It's about as ridiculous.
Here we go.
All right, how about, I always like to ask this one, most improved?
Who do I think is going to be the most improved for Minneapolis?
From last week,
I mean, I guess it's kind of hard to gauge with the mud, but
Cole Seeley.
Cole Seeley.
Cole Seeley.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good pick. I didn't think about that.
Well, he got
Yeah,
14th.
Cole
I was
Seeley.
literally like, that was the first name I saw here at 14th, and I'm like, dude, Cole is way better than
Minneapolis, it's hard to pick, dude, because I know how that track's going to bag it. I'll say bag it. Even though he's not, I don't think he rides good in those conditions.
Okay. I'll go with you. I'll stick with Seeley as well.
Okay, cool.
And it's going to be Vince Freeze.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be Vince Free. We should start keeping track of
We
this.
should. We should.
By the way, has Vince actually had a pretty good season so far?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, what do you get?
He's very improved.
He's always
11th.
10th, 11th, no matter the condition.
Yeah.
Dude, he is... God, dude.
The Reds up front. I mean, dude, look at that
he
one
is-
that got red flag.
He has gone
fourth.
so far from what... Yeah, he has come so far.
Tony
I
Alessi's
don't like
preaching,
it.
bro.
Yeah, well,
Tony
you know,
Alessi's preaching.
too bad his team... By the way, Brayton and Hill, man. Like, last night...
What the hell happened to Brayton?
He didn't even make the main, did he?
Yeah,
He didn't
no.
even make it to the LCQ line.
And Hill, I think that...
Hill supposedly has ribs.
I think he does. I think, dude, I do not know. I think that, dude, Hill has
There's
got
something
like...
going on behind the scenes.
He's got some weird stuff going on because... And I don't think it's a head thing because I think he just...
He doesn't train.
Well, no,
I'm
we
here
know
to
he
tell
doesn't
you,
train.
he
We know
doesn't train.
We know he doesn't train. I think that dude... Yeah, he just rides.
I feel bad for JGR for spending the money to sign him, to be really honest.
Honestly, you know
'Cause
what?
I wouldn't have. I don't
would
give a
have-
shit about his West Coast title. I wouldn't have signed
And
him.
we need that JGR team around. We
Yeah.
need them to perform.
Yeah,
I heard they have a title
might
that's
be-
coming in.
Oh, wow. Because
I-
Coy
I-
was saying something different. He was like real nervous in the interview about.
I heard last week they have a title they're real close to
Okay.
signing. So,
But I
hopefully.
think Hill's going to do better if he's not actually hurt. I think Hill's going to do better when we get to the East Coast. I do. I think he'll do better. But yeah. So
All right.
About
So
what
that's
we got
it.
for
That's the
this
show.
year.
So thanks again for watching another episode of the Moto Aftermath Show presented by TLR Coatings. Special show sponsor, Liat. With
tune in to the East preview.
Tune in to the East preview coming out Thursday. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below. Hit that little bell icon so you always get the updates when we upload new videos. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Links to all that stuff down below. Support us on Teespring, Patreon. Buy something on Amazon through the links down below.
Buy this helmet on Amazon.
Buy this helmet on Amazon. I will link this helmet down below. Yeah, this is it. We'll be back in studio next week to wrap up, like I said, the first round of the East Coast from Minneapolis and the 250 East Coast preview
Where
show.
things start.
Two-
East Coast, baby.
2 o'clock on Thursday. So thanks for tuning in. We'll see everybody next week.